They say she's alone because she couldn't keep a man, that she must be difficult, cold, or broken. But Carl Jung offered a different lens. He believed the journey inward, into solitude, into the unconscious, was the most courageous path of all. And perhaps that's why so many strong women choose to walk alone, not because they're weak, but because they found strength in the silence. For centuries, women have been told that their value lies in who they marry or how well they serve others. But Jung taught us that the path to wholeness isn't found in someone else, it's found within. When a woman chooses to be alone, she isn't running from love. She's rejecting the illusion that she is incomplete without a man. She understands that the most dangerous thing isn't loneliness, it's living disconnected from your true self. She refuses to fill the silence with noise or her calendar with empty relationships, because she knows that a quiet home can hold more peace than a crowded one filled with chaos. Jung said, "One does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious." The woman who chooses solitude is not afraid of her darkness. She turns toward it. She studies it. She listens. She does the shadow work most people avoid. In solitude, she confronts the parts of herself she once rejected, the shame, the fear, the anger. And instead of pushing them away, she integrates them. In this sacred space, she becomes whole, not perfect, but real. And in doing so, she transforms her pain into power. Carl Jung believed every human carries both masculine and feminine energy, what he called the anima and animus. For a woman, to grow is to awaken her inner masculine, strength, discipline, clarity, and to balance it with her feminine grace. The woman who lives alone learns to embody both. She can be soft and nurturing, but she can also be fierce and independent. She doesn't need a partner to provide safety or purpose. She creates it for herself. This balance allows her to approach future relationships not from need, but from choice. And that choice is rooted in wholeness, not desperation. Jung introduced the concept of the persona, the mask we wear to meet societal expectations. For many women, that persona has been shaped by the need to please, to submit, to be agreeable. But the strong woman who chooses solitude often begins by removing that mask. She no longer performs to be accepted. She no longer silences her truth to keep the peace. Alone, she rediscovers who she is without all the roles: daughter, wife, girlfriend, caretaker. She finally hears her own voice, and it's louder than the world's opinions. Solitude doesn't mean isolation. Strong women still crave connection, but they're intentional about it. They've learned that being alone is better than being in bad company. They don't chase validation through constant social interaction. Instead, they surround themselves with people who bring depth, not just distraction. They build friendships rooted in authenticity, not obligation. And they engage in relationships not to escape themselves, but to expand themselves. Jung believed we carry the unconscious wounds of our ancestors. Strong women who walk alone are often the ones breaking cycles. They heal not just for themselves, but for the women who came before them. In solitude,
They recognize inherited beliefs about love, sacrifice, and silence, and they choose differently. They become the first in their bloodline to say, "I will not lose myself in someone else again." They teach future generations that solitude can be sacred and that love begins within. Many people fill their lives with noise, distractions, drama, and dependency. But the woman who lives alone chooses peace. She doesn't need a man to prove she is lovable. She doesn't need a partner to feel fulfilled. She decorates her space with intention. She builds her routines with care. And she wakes each day with the knowledge that she belongs to herself. This isn't bitterness. This is freedom. So when you see a woman walking alone, don't pity her. Don't assume she's broken or waiting to be rescued. She's done the work. She's met her shadow. She's awakened her inner fire. She has loved and lost and loved again. And now she walks not because she has to, but because she chooses to. Because her solitude is not empty, it is full of meaning. And in that stillness, she has found herself.